What's up, you awesome people? I'm Julian Lowenthal, and happy Monday, September 16th, 2024. Hope y'all are having an excellent Monday, because I'm just going to let you know we got so much going on. The journey's real, so I appreciate and support all of you who appreciate and support me by joining the journey. And so thank you all. At the end of the video, I'm going to go over all the comments that I've been getting since Friday. Appreciate you all, and I'm going to go into all of them. But first, we're going to dive right in to today's video, which is a review of the Big E, which me and my girlfriend went to this weekend. So I'm going to dive right into that. But remember, a lot's happening, so if you want to stay tuned, make sure to hit that subscribe button. A lot's coming, and to support the journey and make me feel good in the tummy, make sure you like the video. All right, I'm gonna aim to keep this less than 20 minutes, so we're going in. All right, so the Big E. The Big E is this big fair. To anyone that does not know, it's basically, think of like a Six Flags or whatever your version of Six Flags is, but like a fair. So Six Flags kind of is a fair-like thing, or think of like a Disney World. I've never been to Disney World, so not the best comparison for me, but it's basically a big fair. You got all these vendors, you got stations, you got these houses that you can check out, like New England states. It's clearly a New England-based product or business. It's, I believe, only in West Springfield, which is an area in Massachusetts, which is one of the 6 New England states. So for anyone that wants to travel to check out the Big E or is somewhere in the vicinity around there, here's what it was like for me. I will say that the drive was a bit, it clearly expected. There's only one, so it took us over an hour to get there. But hey, that's just part of the experience. So everything I'm about to say is not negative towards the distance, because that's just with anything, If you want to go somewhere special, you're going to pay the cost of the travel. So that's fine. Now, I've been there one other time when I was in 6th grade. In 6th grade, I was 12 years old, and it was a school project. We're learning about the New England states: Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Maine, and Vermont. And this place, one of their exhibits, which was the main focus on that field trip, that school field trip, was going to these 6 buildings. Each building represents a new one of those states. And when I was younger, I thought it was so cool. I was a little bummed that the teachers said we couldn't go on any rides, couldn't go to any of the vending places. So I'm like, all right, that's fine. Me and my friend at the time kind of just wandered off into these buildings, because that's where we were supposed to go to each of these 6 buildings, and we somehow followed that part of the instructions, but then, being a little rebellious, decided just to adventure within those places. We could have been much more rebellious and go onto a ride or get some like fried dough or something, but no, we decided to just adventure in the buildings. Now, maybe my memory is not serving me the way it should be for this moment, but in my head, I remember back then, each of these buildings had so much to offer. Like, they were actually educational in terms of, hey, this is what Massachusetts is known for. This is some of the special things about Massachusetts. Interactive history, interactive games, interactive, basically, stations all revolving around Massachusetts. And then same copy and paste formula to the Rhode Island house, the Connecticut house, and the other 3. So very amazed. Back then I wish we had more time to even explore each of the houses and go onto the rides and stuff. Fast forward, so now I'm 31. So 19 years later, and let me just say, wow, a lot has seemed to change since I was 12. No duh, right? But just letting you know, some changes were not for the better. Starting with, you go in, and for the first 10 minutes, it's just going to be vendor, food station. So let me talk about the plus on the food stations. There's a good diverse amount. I've never been to a fair that offers as many diverse food options in terms of a fair cuisine as the Big E. Like, clearly you're going to have your fried dough stations, your candy apple stations, your hot dogs, your hamburgers. But this was the first fair place that I saw had Indian food, had Italian food, had different pizzas. You then have your typical stations of the caricatures. They did a few different caricature stations. You then have one station I really wanted to go to, which we did not go to because the line was crazy, was this fried deviled egg station. Such a brilliant idea. These people made like cool deviled eggs mixed with other foods, and then they fried it. And you could get it. Unfortunately, I did not have that, but I definitely wanted it. Then you have a lot of repetitious vendors too. So there's like 3 to 5 different fried dough stations, 3 to 5 different hot dog hamburger stations. And while I'm thinking about it, little tidbit of advice, and I've noticed this with a lot of fairs, but especially the Big E, waters, which cost $1 or less if you go to a convenience store, which overprices waters, their waters are like $4 when you get to the main kind of area with the rides or these vending places or the vendors. However, if you go to one of the houses, like the New England houses, the water becomes $3. And if you're very smart, there's a few little nooks and crannies where it's actually $2. Get the $2 waters. Then you're only spending 200% more than it normally costs, but that's way better than spending 400%. So make sure you get the $2 waters, not the $4 waters. Next thing to know, in terms of taste, I didn't compare burgers or hot dogs, but I will say it's also slightly cheaper to get a burger or a sandwich inside one of these like little buildings. They're not that little, but inside one of the buildings versus outside on one of the vendor places. A lot of different options. One of the food things that we got were these little fried balls. I should have taken the opinion of my girlfriend at the time, who was like, we should get the buffalo wing fried balls. And I'm like, I want the cheeseburger fried balls. And well, they definitely hit the fried part, but I was definitely a bit disappointed on the cheeseburger part of it. But anyways, so we get in, you have all these food options, more food options, just so many food options. It's like sensory overload with food options. We definitely had some sweets. I'm trying to remember. Ooh, we had like this delicious cookie sandwich, but I realized it was not cookie. It was like shortbread, like these shortbread pieces. Oh, it was so good. It was a shortbread sandwich. So good. Definitely overpriced. I would say the Bulba, maybe it's the place I went to, not worth $15 for one Bulba drink. Not worth it. Not worth it. Don't get that. There's also weird things that I've never seen, like colorful cream put into this weird boiling pot thing and then turned into like what looks like a type of cereal thing. Bizarre. But there was so many different food options. In fact, I will say I think more food options than anything else. There was a bunch of other buildings that I didn't mention that you could check out. However, I will say this is where the negative stuff starts to become massive. One negative, it just seems like everything's tailored to taking your money. So, you got to pay for parking. You then got to pay for a ticket to just go into the place. But once you're in, you got to pay for tickets to go on the rides. Food's not free, so I got to pay for food, pay overpriced water, pay to you get the tickets, and then if you want to play one of the carnival games, throwing stuff, like throwing darts at the balloons or doing the machine gun thing on the other thing that the machine gun thing shoots at, it's like, or whack the mole or whack the bell thing, that all costs extra money. It's like, wow, what a ripoff. And let me just say, tickets don't go far at all. They have a huge, epic Ferris wheel. I'll give them that. I've never been on a bigger Ferris wheel that I believe to the date, and I will say I like the fact that it had these domes with AC because it was such a humid day. I had serious swamp ass like the majority of the day, but that was nice to take the break inside the Ferris wheel. Goes really high, so the first time I'm like, oh my god, why am I doing this? Why am I risking my life like this? And then by the second loop around, you're like, all right, it's fun. And I will tell you, it goes only around twice per time. And how much are the tickets? 21 tickets per person. So me and my lady going, that's 42 tickets. What does tickets equal? That's pretty much, it's like $10 for 20 tickets. The more tickets, you obviously get a better deal. We bought 140 for $60. But in general, I would just say $10 for every 20. So basically, for $20, we got to go around the Ferris wheel twice. Was it worth it? No. But the AC was, so maybe kind of was worth it. Then, so just so you know, our plan, we ate, adventured, did rides. My girlfriend didn't want to be queasy, so we did one ride at the beginning and the majority of the rides at the end. And when I say majority, we really only went on about 4 or 5. So Ferris wheel was one. We then went onto the swing thing where you go high and you're on these swings, and it's like a carousel-esque type thing, but you're high in the air. You're on these chains. It's a little scary because they're like, if the chains break, we die. But you don't think about that. You're going around. That was a little more fair on the price. I then went on the Pharaoh boat with my brave girl because she didn't want to do it, but did it anyways. That was also everything but the Ferris wheel was like 12 to 15 tickets. Again, the Ferris wheel was 21 tickets. The AC maybe made it worth it, but no, 21 tickets? No, never mind. Scratch that, not worth it. We also went on not even two others, like one other ride that I'm blanking on, but I don't know if it was that scary. I wanted to go on the zipper, did not go on the zipper. It is what it is. But yeah, so we went on one other ride, blanking on it, got some food. I will tell you, maybe it's because of the food choices I got, but if you want something really clean and healthy, obviously don't go there. You're gonna wanna pack ahead. Also, the drinks, they do have beer, wine, and cocktails. I will tell you though, it gets pretty pricey. Like the cocktails before tip are about $13 to $16. A beer is about like $12 to $13. And if you can get something for $10, you gotta steal at that place. I will say if you're trying to get turned up, you might want to pregame or bring stuff discreetly in because it will hit your wallet. Also, moving on, I will tell you in terms of like the fun ratio, a lot of walking. So if you want to get your steps in and like burn a bite or two of the fried dough that you eat, a lot of walking, you will get that. Your dogs will be sore in the morning, but that part's worth it. I will tell you, it's my own fault for what I put in my mouth, but I definitely the next day was not only sore, but had a massive tummy ache. Any other things to go over with the biggie? Do I want to go back? Probably not. Did I enjoy it? I'm glad I went, had a fun time that day, but you know, good to not go back unless there's a reason to. So fun, one-time experience. You know, I definitely want to say, hey, it's a cool experience if you want to hang out with people, meet new people, but definitely don't think I would be interested to go again unless there's some cool reason to. Also, I gotta say, when I was going to these 6 buildings, I have never seen crowds that long, like each building, each establishment filled. I have not been in a crowd like that since COVID began. Like, you can barely move. Like, it's like a subway station in there. It's like a concert, the amount of people. And then I was blown away that somebody wanted to get like some New Hampshire mac and cheese. It looked good. Like, you could get like lobster mac and cheese, broccoli mac and cheese, make your own mac and cheese. But the line was wild. It's like, if it ain't gonna taste like Panera mac and cheese or better, not worth that line. And even crazier, the Maine potatoes. Maine, definitely Maine. People waiting an hour and a half for a baked loaded potato. Again, cool concept that's like build your own, but yo, are baked potatoes from the Maine building really that good? Like, really? Clearly, I did not get a baked potato or mac and cheese, but that was absurd. And I will also say one thing that was kind of wild is they're like, hey, you want the Ireland experience? And not trying to brag, but I went to Ireland briefly, and I'll tell you, this building did not do that justice at all. Just like, buy all these foods. Most of them weren't even Irish food. So it's like, how is this a taste of Ireland? How? It's just a taste of, take my money so I can buy some of your crap food. Ridiculous. So again, let me know what you think of it. And I realize I probably didn't ask that before, but what I meant to say is, and again, that's why I don't plan to go back. But hey, It was a fun experience. Have you been to the Big E? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you want to go to the Big E? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if there's a cool place that I should just go to experience and review or just experience, comment that below and maybe I'll just go do it. All right, so there you go. That's the Big E review. Now, let me dive into all the comments that have been left since last Friday on my videos. I appreciate all you. Each new blog, I will go through the comments. And just gotta say, thank you all. It really means a lot. So Savannah, with the most amount of comments, let me just quickly knock out all of hers. When I did my movie review of Incoming, she wrote, "It had its moments, but I did forget it the next day." That's the problem with movies like that. I will say, yeah, there was a few moments I'm like, all right, clever, funny, but gone the next day. You know, a good movie keeps like staying in your head. You keep thinking about it regardless of how you feel about it. The Mystic video, I didn't think you were capable of making a short video. Yes, that was my record of the shortest vlog at just under 2 minutes. The Murdergram song, I think it's pronounced Doe. It sounded like, you might be right, I'm not going to argue that. When I saw an interview with LL Cool J, I believe he said do, and I still said it wrong, because I'm like, do-eh? But it's do or doe. Who knows? The Hak Tui video, you wrote, "Someone seems excited about this topic." I try to be excited about every topic, but I was kind of like amazed that she was able to transition the Hak Tui fame to a podcast. Like, again, you're making moves, Haley. You're making moves. The first exposed video, the Philip DeFranco exposed video. Happy Sunday, Saturday to you too. Funny. Yeah, I meant to say September. Happy September, Saturday. And I said Sunday, Saturday. Embarrassing. The Tate McRae video, not a fan of this one. That's how I felt about the song. The Weeknd's video, it's Dancing in the Flames, not Flame. Another embarrassing moment because I was literally looking at my computer. I guess a little too far away. My fault for not checking it ahead of time. And I did say the title of the video wrong. Thank you for catching me on that. The Katy Perry video, I'd be happy never hearing the song again. Hey, I think it's a pretty catchy song. And then today, the Rod Wave video. He's definitely had better songs. Never heard of Rod Wave before, so I'll take your word for it. And then you wrote for the A$AP Rocky song, best song review so far. Agreed! On the same page. I think of all the music videos I've reviewed so far, that is my favorite song, followed by the LL Cool J song, followed by the Katy Perry song. But let's one-up those as soon as we can. Music, keep pouring in. All right. Goo43, hopefully I'm saying your name right. GEW43, 99 views. Talking about the LL Cool J video. Yes, that was great, and I'm very happy we passed that, and we're now over 300 views on that video. Yay! Small accomplishments make me feel really good. Bigger accomplishments, even more. Comedy 413, appreciate you. I know you've been like watching many of my videos for a while. Appreciate you a lot. You wrote on the A$AP Rocky video, you put 3 confetti emojis, or what look like confetti emojis. Clearly you must like the music video too. Hell yeah. And then on the Hak Tui video, you wrote, "Let's grow, keep shining." Let's grow, keep shining. I love that. Let's grow and let's keep shining. Love that catchphrase. That's all yours, my friend, but epic catchphrase. Then moving on to Anti-Ven. Anti-Ven, I saw your comment right before I made this video, and it just really touched my heart. Anti-Ven, I've seen your name pop up for years on my videos, and Anti-Ven is you know, one of my long-term subscribers, viewers who has been with me and the journey for, I would say, over a decade now. Because you wrote, I'm paraphrasing, but you wrote that you've been watching my videos since you were a teen. And you've been watching them since back when I made Jaber classics like How to Be a Stoner. And this video, because this is all relating to the Weeknd video, that song is just not my vibe. You're right, just not my vibe. It can be your vibe, it can be somebody else's vibe, but that particular song's not my vibe. But more importantly, wow, you remember the Jaber days, the How to Be a Stoner. That was when I was a teenager. You really are a long-term fan, and just know I appreciate you, Anti-Ven. And please, any comments you write, I will definitely shout out in a follow-up video. And I appreciate you sticking by me, you staying connected, and you being back now. Because now is when I'm ready to go harder than I ever before. I'm ready to make YouTube, I want to say like the more appropriate, instead of YouTube my bitch, because that's not the relationship I want with YouTube. I want to make YouTube my homie that we just hang out all the time and just create stuff, collaborate, build. I'm going to make YouTube one of my homes. I'm going to make YouTube just part of me. I'm ready. I've been doing this for so long and I'm ready to get serious with it. So let's just keep having fun. Let's keep going in. I appreciate all of you. And remember, you're awesome, and you're super awesome. Keep doing you, and don't let the haters or anyone else slow you down. Have a great rest of your day. More videos coming, and I appreciate you all so much. Goodbye.